Charlie Sheen was once the biggest star on American television. At the peak of his career, he earned around $1.8 million for every episode of his hit sitcom. Very few actors in Hollywood have ever reached that level of success. He also starred in famous movies like Platoon and Wall Street, proving he was more than just a TV actor. To millions of fans, Charlie Sheen seemed unstoppable. He had money, fame, and one of the biggest careers in entertainment. But behind the cameras, his life was very different. While people admired his success, he was quietly facing personal struggles that almost destroyed everything he had built. For years, Charlie kept a painful secret hidden from the public. It was a battle that very few people knew about. During one of the most difficult periods of his life, he was dealing with a serious medical diagnosis while also facing addiction, broken relationships, and endless media attention. Many people believed his story was over. They watched his public downfall and assumed he would never recover. But life had a different plan. After years of mistakes, setbacks, and painful lessons, Charlie Sheen slowly began rebuilding his life. Today, he is known not only for his success, but also for surviving some of the darkest moments any Hollywood star has faced. His journey is not perfect, but it is a powerful reminder that people can change even after hitting rock bottom. Charlie Sheen was born Carlos Erwin Estevez on September 3, 1965, in New York City. He grew up in a family connected to acting. His father, Martin Sheen, was already working hard to build a successful career in Hollywood, while his mother, Janet Templeton, focused on raising the family. Although people often imagine Hollywood families living in luxury, Charlie's childhood was much more ordinary. His parents taught him discipline, hard work, and strong family values. When the family later moved to Malibu, California, Charlie became even more interested in filmmaking. As a teenager, he spent countless hours making short films with his older brother Emilio. They used simple cameras and invited neighborhood friends to act in their homemade movies. Some of those friends would later become famous actors themselves. When Carlos decided to become a professional actor, he adopted the stage name Charlie Sheen, following his father's famous surname instead of using Estevez. It was his way of honoring his family while creating his own identity in Hollywood. His big opportunity arrived in the mid-1980s when director Oliver Stone cast him in the Vietnam War film Platoon. Charlie's performance impressed both audiences and critics. The movie became a huge success and even won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Only a year later, Charlie starred alongside Michael Douglas in Wall Street. Once again, his performance received praise, and many people believed he was becoming one of Hollywood's brightest young stars. By his early 20s, Charlie Sheen seemed to have everything. He had talent, popularity, and a career that was growing faster than almost anyone expected. It looked like nothing could stop him, but success can sometimes hide personal problems. As Charlie's career continued to rise, so did the pressures of fame. The lifestyle that came with Hollywood slowly began changing his life in ways that would later become impossible to ignore. At becoming one of Hollywood's rising stars, Charlie Sheen reached an even greater level of fame in 2003. That year, he accepted the lead role in a new CBS comedy called 2.5 Men. No one knew it at the time, but the show would completely change his career. Charlie played Charlie Harper, a rich bachelor living in a beautiful Malibu beach house. The character was funny, confident, carefree, and loved living life without many responsibilities. Fans quickly connected with him because he seemed natural in the role. Alongside John Cryer and Angus T. Jones, Charlie helped turn the sitcom into one of the biggest television shows in America. Week after week, millions of viewers tuned in to watch the series. It became one of the highest-rated comedies on television and remained popular for many years. As the show's success grew, so did Charlie's paycheck. Eventually, he was earning around $1.8 million for every episode, making him the highest-paid television actor in the United States at the time. His career had reached a level that very few actors ever experience. Money was no longer a problem. Charlie owned luxury homes, expensive cars, and enjoyed a lifestyle most people could only dream about. From the outside, it looked like he had achieved everything a Hollywood star could want, but away from the cameras, life was becoming much more complicated. Charlie married actress Denise Richards in 2002, and together they welcomed two daughters. For a while, they appeared to be one of Hollywood's happiest couples. However, constant media attention, personal disagreements, and growing problems placed enormous pressure on the marriage. Their relationship eventually ended in divorce, and the separation became a major story in entertainment news. The legal battles and public attention made the situation even more difficult for both of them. A few years later, Charlie married Brooke Mulla, and the couple had twin sons. Sadly, this marriage also faced serious challenges. Arguments, legal issues, and personal struggles once again filled newspaper headlines. Eventually, they divorced as well, even while dealing with problems in his personal life. Charlie continued filming 2.5 Men. Every week, audiences saw him making people laugh, but behind the scenes he was fighting battles that viewers never saw. As time passed, reports about alcohol and drug use became more frequent. Charlie entered rehabilitation programs several times, hoping to regain control of his life. Each time, many believed things would improve, but the problems continued to grow. Despite everything happening around him, the television show remained successful. Producers, cast members, and fans hoped Charlie could overcome his struggles and continue leading the series. However, the pressure kept building. By the end of the decade, it had become clear that his personal life was affecting his career. The balance between fame and reality was becoming harder to maintain, and the situation was moving toward a breaking point. The man who had once been Hollywood's highest-paid television actor was about to face the biggest crisis of his entire career. By the beginning of 2011, Charlie Sheen's life had reached a turning point. For years, rumors about his personal struggles had filled newspapers and television reports, but this time, the problems became impossible to ignore. Production on 2.5 Men was suddenly put on hold after Charlie entered another rehabilitation program. Fans expected him to recover and return to the show as he had done before. Instead, everything changed. Rather than staying out of the spotlight, Charlie began giving a series of unforgettable interviews. He openly criticized the show's creator, Chuck Lorre, and spoke in ways that shocked both fans and the media. His unusual comments quickly spread across television and social media. During those interviews, Charlie introduced phrases like winning and claimed he had tiger blood. The statements became worldwide headlines almost overnight. Some people laughed, others were concerned, but nearly everyone was talking about him. The controversy continued to grow every day. Television stations replayed his interviews, newspapers published news stories, and the internet exploded with jokes and memes. Charlie had become one of the most talked about celebrities in the world, but not for the reasons he wanted. As the situation worsened, CBS made a difficult decision. Charlie Sheen was officially removed from 2.5 Men. After starring in the show for 8 successful seasons, his time on the series came to an unexpected end. For many fans, it was hard to believe. The actor who had made the sitcom one of television's biggest hits had lost the role that made him the highest-paid TV star in America. Soon after leaving the show, Charlie launched a live stage tour called My Violent Torpedo of Truth. Thousands of fans bought tickets, expecting an entertaining and unforgettable performance. Unfortunately, the tour did not go as planned. Many audience members left disappointed. Instead of making headlines for a successful comeback, Charlie faced more criticism. The performances received negative reviews, and it became clear that his personal struggles were still affecting every part of his life behind the cameras. Charlie later admitted that he was not thinking clearly during this period. Looking back, he recognized that he had been overwhelmed by addiction, stress, and emotional pain. To the public, he appeared confident and fearless, but inside, he was fighting a battle that very few people understood. While the world focused on his controversial interviews and public behavior, Charlie was carrying a secret that he had not shared with anyone outside a small circle of trusted people. That secret would eventually change the way millions of people viewed his story. Years later, Charlie admitted that this period was one of the darkest chapters of his life. Losing his television career, watching his reputation fall apart, and dealing with serious personal problems left him feeling completely lost. Many people believed his career was finished forever, but the biggest revelation was still waiting to come. Charlie Sheen's story is not just about fame, success, or controversy. It is about a man who reached incredible heights, lost almost everything, and still found the strength to keep moving forward. His journey reminds us that even the brightest stars can face dark moments, but every new day offers another chance to rebuild.